I'm talking about Fendi Autumn Winter 19 today. I've literally just found a bench outside of Fendi, so the chaos is literally over there. If you can hear honking and Mercedes-Benzes, that's everyone running out of the show. Excuse me. So, particularly emotional show today, as it was Karl Lagerfeld's last collection for Fendi. Karl Lagerfeld passed away, I think, about 3 days ago, so still very sensitive subject, still very emotional, and this collection was certainly emotional. On each seat we were given these, which is an F, and it's got Karl's signature and then the date of Karl passing, which was really lovely, and I'll treasure this forever, actually, this tiny piece of paper. So, where to start? I'm going to try not to be too emotional and try to analyse the fashion, but it's hard when Lagerfeld had been at the House of Fendi since '65, which is a very long time and really dedication. So yeah, it got me in the feels, this show, it really did. I felt incredibly emotional. However, moving on to the clothes, last season was very much moving away from sportswear, moving away from logo mania, and slightly trimming at the waist, keeping everything a little bit more feminine, a little bit more business, and this collection was much more progression of that. So last season we had bags and pockets, and that was kind of the sportswear element, and lots of tailoring and beautiful beiges, as we're now accustomed to with Fendi. This season, even more so, so much less sportswear. The only nods to sportswear I can think of are the kind of bag tied around the waist, and the utility straps for the baguette, which was this time kind of puffed and given they've got a lovely embossed pillow pattern, that's what they say in the press release. So that was slightly changed this season, but the sportswear element there was the utility strap. And as I said, there was a kind of a fanny pack, but done elegant lady, so strapped around the waist. But otherwise, that's really, and puffer jackets. I suppose we could say puffer jackets are sportswear element, but actually those are really the only nods to sportswear, and this was very much a push towards the elegant woman, the modern lady. This character that Karl and Silvia had created for this collection was so modern and traditional at the same time. She is very chic, this lady that I'm imagining. She kind of reminds me, and this is kind of Americanizing it and making it feel much less chic, but she reminds me of that scene in Pretty Woman where Julia Roberts is wearing a brown spotted dress and they're at the polo. The reason for this is because there's lots of brown and beige in this collection. The focus was on the waists and long flowing skirts, and also there was also a slight equestrian vibe, so jackets are very sharp shouldered, hats feel a little bit like the helmets you would wear when you're riding a horse. I'm sorry, I don't horse ride, so I'm not sure the actual terminology for those. And they're kind of shearling, but as I said, real focus on the waist and long, beautiful pleated skirts that catch this amazing motion. And at some places they catch motion because they're so finely pleated, and I think they're tulle in some places as well. And in some places they don't catch motion because of a beautiful leather frontage, or they're belted around the way, belted kind of double layered, so beautiful pleating and then a leather over the top. Also the Fendi signature, the Fendi logo that actually Karl came up with a long time ago, this swirly one, hang on, I've got my invite somewhere, I can show you. This one was embossed in tarsier style into kind of fur jackets and layered onto puffers, which I thought was very chic. It's something they've been trying to do last season as well, so I'm really pleased it made a return. But there's a real lightness as well here in the collection. The fabrics are flowing, it's light, and sometimes with Fendi you can get quite tied down into the heaviness of the leather, the heaviness of the beige, sometimes the heaviness of the furs. But this was really light and flowing and just wonderfully elegant. I felt these women are so classy and so beautiful, and I can't tell if that's because everyone has slightly rose-tinted glasses on at the moment, and we're just in love with Karl and everything he's done, and quite rightly so. But it was just a beautiful collection. We got given some beautiful illustrations, which I'll show you here. I don't know if you can see those. And that's what I mean about the sharp shoulder, really beautifully sharp shoulder and a nipped-in waist. That's the focus here for this collection. But yes, as I said, very emotional. The runway they played Heroes by David Bowie, which is a real tug at your heartstrings song, and I could see that models were visibly quite emotional and upset. Adwoa for sure was definitely deep breathing and holding back tears, and that really got me going. I can't honestly say to YouTube that I didn't cry because I did let out a little, but it's just the end of a huge era, and Fendi will do amazingly well, I'm sure. It's such a powerhouse and it's doing so well at the moment, particularly with the resurge of luxury, and so actually this collection was a very smart move, more into luxury and more into beautiful luxurious silhouettes. Yes, as I said, Fendi will be doing exceptionally well, I'm sure, but it is a huge loss for the house, and it was an incredibly emotional show. They played a wonderful clip of Karl drawing himself at the end of the show, and how he looked when he first started at Fendi, and it was just so sincere and so wonderful, and just a reminder that we will eternally have Karl in our minds when we think of Fendi. So a really, really beautiful collection, irresistible textures, beautiful effeminate shapes, and wonderful renditions of the baguette bag. I'm really impressed and very emotional, if you can't tell already. A really wonderful show and a testament to Karl's legacy for sure. So thank you all very much for watching my Fendi review. I do hope it wasn't too gushy and too emotional. There's plenty more reviews coming today. Today is rather a big day for live reviews, so I'll be doing lots more on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed so you can follow all of our live reviews as they happen. You'll get a little ding as soon as you're subscribed as to when I'm next live. See you all very soon, and thank you for watching.